Alright, the purification of Our Lady. So one can wonder how the Church can tell us so much that Our Lady is pure and immaculate, and how we can celebrate today the feast of her purification. It seems to be a contradiction. But the purifications asked for by the law of Moses are there to remind us that we are all conceived in sin. But how could Our Lady conceive in sin, like the mother of David, who, by the words of David the prophet himself, said, "Et in peccatis concepit me mater mea," which means, "And my mother conceived me in sin." Basically, it is for our purification. Just as when our Lord was baptized, it was to purify waters and give them the power to baptize. Our Lady makes a further demonstration of her purity. Her purity is not such as to refuse to be purified alongside with us, so that we in turn get actually purified while she was always pure. Just like our sinless Lord, quote, was made sin for us, unquote, Epistle to the Corinthians. He was cursed for us, he took the shame of sin, all the while being guiltless. So it is so beautiful to see our Blessed Mother purifying herself for us on our part. It is a testimony to our humility also, for before God nothing is dirtier and smellier than pride. And humble people love to sense their sinfulness, especially when they have no sin. And Job said, God finds sins even in his angels. Our Lady is not unapproachable in her purity. Other women who make themselves so pure tend sometimes to relish to be unapproachable, to be completely mysterious. Our Lady is all simple, while we have a double mind, always wondering in our actions if this or that is going to profit us while it serves God and our neighbor. Our intentions are hardly ever pure. They're like, dirty paraffin candles making lots of soot, compared to nice and clean and good-smelling beeswax candles. This was the prayer of St. Ignatius. O my God, I ask you humbly, grant me that all my thoughts, actions, and intentions be solely directed for the service of thy divine majesty. It is a beautiful and short prayer of St. Ignatius. We can always say it, but we never do it really. Our Lady just lived that prayer. Her singleness of purpose was total. Therefore, my dear faithful, take her encouragement and draw near to the source of purification, and away as much as it is in your power from this dirty world. This world which is so dirty and sad, full of pleasures maybe, but without joys, sentimental but without true love, full of words of love but without the fealty of love. This world is dirty, just like the sect of the Sadducees that was running the temple at the time. It was a very dirty sect of people. But our Lord and our Lady carried on, and they picked up a few people on the way. Zachary, Anna, the good old Simeon. It is not at all that complicated. All it takes is to hold the baby. So let us hold on to our God in our hearts, especially by Holy Communion and prayer of union. Then our purification takes place automatically. But never call yourselves pure. Those who did are called the pure, or the Cathars, a famous heresy in southern France. They thought themselves so pure in their souls that they thought that they could indulge in all forms of sins of the flesh, drunkenness, immodesty, impurity, fornication, all kinds of things. All the while, thinking themselves so pure. Likewise, the Jansenist nuns of Port-Royal, when they were visited, the visitor called them pure as angels, but proud as devils. Islam is the same. It looks very pure, yet it is so cold. Buddhism is the same. It is very dry and dull discipline of life. But it's too cold. It doesn't fill the soul. No such is the purity of Our Lady. It's a lovable, it is not a cold and proud purity. She purified herself to purify us. She is so pure that her purifications are our purification. And in the end, it is the fire of her charity which is the proof that her purification worked. She is an everlasting flame. She is the burning bush that Moses saw.